Hi, has everyone joined in?
Khushi Shah, is she there? Khushi, Shivansi, these people are not there. Even Kaab is not here.
Could you just check with them if they are facing some issue, just in case?
I think you'll do it. I'll just check on her.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hello, Lysandra.
Yes?
Am I audible? I switched my device.
You are audible, but you're not visible at the moment.
Okay. Now?
Yeah, you're visible now.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I've seen even Sanjeev.
Okay. Who's recording the event? Is Sarang here?
I think ma'am is recording. No, ma'am will be
Ma'am is
recording.
recording.
Ma'am?
Alright.
Madhi ma'am?
Yes, Chinmay.
Ma'am, we can start the recording.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Do you all have the YouTube link? Because you all said that this will be live
We
stream.
are just working on it. Chinmay?
Yeah, we've not started streaming yet, so we'll share the link.
Is it fine now? My voice.
It's still a little faint. Could you try getting your microphone a little nearer to your mouth? And
Is it fine now?
it's still faint to me, Satvik. What about the others? Yash, do you have something?
Am I audible to you, Lysandra?
Yeah, you're audible to me.
And visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Jaren ma'am is here. Hello, good evening.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, good evening.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey. Okay. What about the other participants? Someone is asking for a code.
I sent it.
We'll just wait for all the other participants and we'll even wait for our judges to join in. All right? Hi, Shivansi. Could you just check your audio and video if possible?
Hi.
Lysandra, is it still faint?
Oh, yeah, now it's perfect. Okay, hi, Shivansi. We can see you as well as hear you. Thank you. Okay. And Prajakta Rajthar. Okay. Could you please check for your audio and video if it's all right? Oh, okay, fine. Do we have everyone present?
Some people are yet to join. Also, is Kab here?
Yeah.
Please check your audio and video.
Am I visible?
Yeah, you're visible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Is it possible for you to come with your name instead of Tasneem?
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. All right, so we'll begin soon. And first of all, I would like to begin by, apologizing. We're extremely sorry to keep all of you all waiting. We had a few small issues that we had to solve so that, we ensure that none of them would pop up during the event. So thank you so much for your patience again. And so are we all ready? Can I get some thumbs up or some sort of approval in any which ways you all can? Yes? All right, perfect. If y'all can even turn on your cams and sit, that would even be better, okay? Okay, I see a few of them coming on. All right. Lovely. So, so without any further ado, I shall begin. Yes. All the best, everyone.
All the best, everyone.
All the best, everyone.
So before we're going ahead, I would like to just tell you that the host for your evening today is Miss Tehseen Sheikh and myself,
Hi,
Lisana
guys.
D'Souza. Okay, so we shall begin. So, hey Tehseen, what are the tactics you use to deal with overwhelming emotions?
To deal with overwhelming emotions, I need to vent. And for that, I require a very good listener. Someone who will patiently hear me out while I spill every little detail. That's what helps me battle negative emotions.
Whoa, that's amazing. And I would also like to know who is that amazing listener, because that one sounds too good to be true.
Well, it's my notepad. No unsolicited advice, just plain and patient hearing.
Oh my God, Tehseen, you really hit the nail here. But I've got to agree with you on this. What better way than through literature to battle all those overwhelming emotions, right? And even better when you ward it off with a ballad or two.
So, guys, here's presenting to you our third literary event, Battle of Ballads. As literature comprises of the way one plays with words, sentences, and scripts, we first had people compete each other with mere words through word games. Then, by twisting a bunch of sentences that have gone down in history as classics. And now we battle each other with ballads.
And for that, we have our esteemed judges amongst us today. And they are none other than Jaren Jacob, Himali Gandhi, and Rachna Patil.
Miss Jaren Ann Jacob is a poet, educator, researcher based in Mumbai. She firmly believes in the power of words creating change and works at the intersections of art, education, gender justice to inculcate radical thinking in young minds. Her works have been published by the Aleppo Post, EKL Review, Paper Dragon, Gulmohar Quarterly, Press Pause Press, Young Raven's Literary Review, amongst others.
So, welcome, Jaren, ma'am.
Hi, thank you. Lovely to be here.
We are grateful to have you here. So, next, I'll be introducing Himali Gandhi. Himali is a spoken word artist who's based in Mumbai, and she is currently working for TEDx Gateway. Her pieces revolve around themes of feminism, social issues, and also making the world a kinder place. Her spoken word pieces have been featured in Spill Poetry, LWS, Speaking Souls, amongst many other platforms. And also, a side note, she is a phenomenal, free-spirited person, along with many other talents that she has in store. So, welcome, Himali.
Hi, Lisandra. Good evening.
Our third judge for today, Miss Rachna Patil, recognizes herself as an absorbing artist. It's the dimension of art and culture that has always given her purpose to lead life to the fullest. A writer, poet, storyteller, performer, and a theatre enthusiast. Abiding by her name, she loves creating and curating art, words, and perspectives through her work. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, hi everyone. It's an honor to be here, and I'm really excited to see what's going to unfold.
As are we excited to have you. Okay. Shall we have the next slide? So let us begin with our round one, and I hope each of you are prepared. So Can we have the next slide?
Okay,
Here are the
so-
rules.
Yeah, the rules for round one are qualifiers have to perform the piece submitted by them in the initial assessment round. The performance should not exceed more than 3 minutes, and your cameras must be on while performing. So we now call upon our first performer, Tanisha Paris, to enchant us with her piece.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanisha Paris. Have you ever wondered what are the true windows to your soul? Let me take you on a ride to the windows to your soul as I recite my poem today. Entering this world of allure and charm, I first saw the world resting on my mother's arm. As if a lost warrior was about to rearm, blessed I was, being a child favorite farm. From the preschool days when we were 5, back to the time when we were 9. We learned sensory organs that together thrive, bringing about our everyday contrive. I saw him for the first time and my heart yelled. What was this magic cast his eyes had spelled? Abundance of love and beauty they beheld, as if through his eyes were every trouble quelled. Adolescence grew with us. His eyes make meteor and stars. His eyes shot fires through an arquebus, unveiling his emotions superfluous. When I saw my own reflection in his eyes, innumerable butterflies in my tummy wouldn't suffice. Within a few blinks, we saw how swiftly time flies, but his eyes were still my favorite azure capricious skies. The pools of his eyes were honey brown. I saw them smile bright or even frown. Once, when he on his knees went down, with a ring his eyes gifted me a fictitious crown. Life with him was a roller coaster ride. His eyes calmed every of my storm and tide. Within his eyes had all my emotions confide, but every story meets its ending side. As we stood before the mirror in our wrinkled skin, I saw how his eyes approved our love's true win. Life threw at us an unyielding spin. There was pain in his eyes, held somewhere within. Eyes are windows to your soul, it is truly said. I looked into his eyes as he lay on his deathbed. His once shiny, glowing skin became wrinkled ahead, but his eyes were still the same through every walk and tread. No matter what face he put on, his eyes wouldn't lie. Faithful windows to the soul, they wouldn't deny. I looked into his eyes without a tear or cry. As he shut his eyes, this was his last goodbye. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was really mesmerizing.
Thank you so much, Tanisha. That was amazing. So now we call upon Khushi Shah for the next performance. And also, audience, please do not hesitate to compliment our performers in the chat box. So keep the chat box updated and let our participants know. All right? Khushi, are you there?
Hushisha won't be coming. So we'll move on to the next participant.
All right. So now I call upon Shivansi Sisodia. You're up next. All the best.
Hi everyone, my name is Shwanshi, and you might hear some trains. I live near them, but anyway. So my poem is Red Red Wine. It's inspired by a song with the same name by Neil Diamond. Red Red Wine. A bottle of gold. It bursts into flames, a ceremonial remold, igniting my heart from the chains that you bind. All I can see is a red red shine. I'm emptying the bottles that aren't colder than you, and I've picked up my habits like you told me not to. Oh, I'm falling in love all over this time with every new bottle of red, red wine. Confined are my senses, the vino outspread. My heart changes color from blue back to red. Can't tell if it's blood or if it's the wine. All I can tell is my heartbeat realign that keeps calling for another red, red wine. All our moments and memories lay ashes on ground. With a smile, I move on to the old ones I found, cleansing my heart, carving some lines. Don't fall for another, a red, red sign. When I wake up tomorrow, revived on these stairs, I will be absolved and granted my prayers, and will have conveniently forgotten that you were ever mine. Till then, I'll keep pouring more red, red wine. Thank you.
Wow, that really took me by surprise. Thank you so much, Shivansi.
Next up is Kab Gazdar.
Good evening, guys. My name is Kab Gazdar, and my poetry is called A Better Place. Is this a dream or is it reality, or rather a rich mixture of both? Is this a game that has no name and renders every oath? Is this the beginning or the end of the path to redemption? Is this the price I need to pay for my soul's perfection? Are these flames surrounding me to snuff out my wretched life? Is this pain devouring me, hoping that I won't survive? Why has it come to this, so unfortunate a bloody fix? My mind is in endless agony, and I want to drown in the sticks. Oh, I remember now what the world has led me to, guiding me to a devious path and atrocities that I'll forever rue. It made me see terrible sins in glamorous gowns of hell, stealing my precious thoughts until I couldn't even spell. Humongous crimes I committed then, ignoring my conscience's call. I was the world's puppet, and it played me like a ball. Oh, but times change, and people too, and I have a reckless chance to strip my soul naked to the core, then in forgiveness dance. I am determined now to win the serenity of a peaceful being. No matter what bars my way, over it I'll be skiing. So friends, hear me now, hear me real true. Evilness is a natural trait, but it ain't ever stick like glue. Find your paths out of falsehood and into the heavens' race. Together, oh my brave comrades, let's make this world a better place. Thank you.
Wow, that was surely very lovely.
Thank you so much, Kab. So up next, we have Pratiksha Sahu. Pratiksha, you ready? Is Pratiksha on the meet?
She's not present.
She isn't present. All right. Then if Pratiksha is not present, then we go on to the next. Sanjeev Chauhan, you can go.
आप सभी जनों को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं संजीव चौहान आज आप सबके समक्ष अपनी लिखित एक कविता प्रस्तुत करना चाहता हूं, जो कि मैंने अपने मम्मी पापा के लिए लिखी है। आशा करता हूं कि आप सबको पसंद आए। उसका शीर्षक है मैं अब सब समझता हूं। पहले कई सारी चीजें मैं बिल्कुल नहीं समझता था, नादान था, अकल थोड़ी कच्ची थी, पर अब मैं सब समझता हूं। जब भी मैं एक खिलौना मांगता, पापा पूरा कमरा खिलौने से भर देते, पर पता नहीं क्यों अगले दिन से काम पे वो ऑटो में नहीं पैदल जाया करते। जब भी मैं दिवाली पे महंगे कपड़े मांगता, तो उन कपड़ों के साथ नई घड़ी, नए चश्मे, नए जूते भी मुझे मिल जाते, पर पता नहीं क्यों पापा दिवाली उन्हीं पुराने कपड़े में मनाया करते। पर पता नहीं क्यों पापा ऑफिस से घर काफी देर रात को आया करते थे। मैं पहले ये सब नहीं समझता था, नादान था, अकल थोड़ी कच्ची थी, पर अब मैं सब समझता हूँ। जब भी खाना खूब स्वादिष्ट बनता और मुझे और खाने की इच्छा होती, पता नहीं कैसे मेरी माँ की भूख उसी समय मिट जाती। अपनी थाली का निवाला भी वो मुझे खिलाकर रात को सुकून भरी नींद पाती। पूरे शहर का सबसे बढ़िया स्कूल था मेरा, जिसकी फीस समय से पहले भर दी जाती, पर पता नहीं क्यों घर में मेरी माँ के चांदी के पायलों की आवाज मेरे कानों तक नहीं आती। जब मेरी जरूरतें कुछ ज्यादा बढ़ जाती और मेरी ख्वाहिशें आसमान को छूने लग जाती, पापा तो मेरे काम करते ही, पर पता नहीं क्यों माँ दूसरों के घर जूठे बर्तन मारने चली जाती। मैं पहले ये सब नहीं समझता था, नादान था, अकल थोड़ी कच्ची थी, पर अब मैं सब समझता हूँ। मैं अपने मम्मी पापा से बेहद प्यार करता हूँ, जो लगे रहे बस मेरे ही सपनों में। एक दिन लाके रख दूंगा मैं दुनिया की सारी खुशियां उनके कदमों में। मैं बस खुदा से यही फरियाद करता हूँ कि हर जन्म में कंधे पर बिठा कर खिलाने वाले वही पिता मिले और अपनी गोदी में लोरी गाकर सुनाने वाली वही माँ मिले। धन्यवाद।
Sanjay, thank you so much. It really moved me beyond measure and it was very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Really glad to know that all of you loved it.
Yes, I mean you would want to have a look in the chat box because it's just brimming with similar kind of.
It gave us goosebumps. It was
Yes,
so
exactly.
good.
Yeah, actually, it really took me a very long time to write such a poem because putting all those emotions wasn't an easy task.
It was definitely worth it. I mean, it moved just everyone about in the room. Thank you so much. All right. So now I think let's go on to our next participant. That's Siddesh Navgare. Siddesh, are you ready?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you are.
So, good evening everyone. मेरा नाम सिद्धेश नवगरे है और मैं आपके सामने मेरी कविता पेश करने जा रहा हूँ। मेरी कविता का नाम है दोपहर के एक। दोपहर के एक निकला मैं घर से, चला कुछ दूर, सड़क पे दिखे बच्चे, शरीर पे पसीना, खाली पेट मजदूरी करते, शायद आज न गए स्कूल क्योंकि रोटी न घर पे। चला थोड़ा आगे, मिला एक आदमी रूठे, मायूस चेहरा और सर पे हाथ मारे। पूछा कौन? बोला बेरोजगार हमें कहते, बहन की शादी करनी लेकिन कर्जा मेरे सर पे। थोड़ा आगे बूढ़ी दादी, खाली बर्तन हाथ में, पानी के टैंकर लंबी कतार के बीच में, लोगों की भीड़, सारे चीखते, हो रहे झगड़े जो पानी ना आता घर पे। उसी करीब कुछ झोपड़े जहां जले ना चूल्हे, चावल है रसोई में, सामने कचरे के डिब्बे। ख्याल में सब कब मिले राहत इस खुशबू से, शायद कभी ना हल होते ये गटर के मसले। चला अब मैं घर पे, काफी सवाल मन में, क्या होता मेरे आसपास और सबके जीवन में। व्यस्त इतने या फिर हम अनदेखा करते, मगर सुने खबर जब कलाकार जेल जाते। क्या हम सच में इतने मतलबी या फिर समाज के कुछ लगते? क्या विचार जहन में किसके और कितने अमल करते? जान जलती मेरी देख क्या हो रहा मेरे देश में, इतना सब है बदलना, फिर क्यों हम धर्म के नाम पे लड़ते। थैंक यू।
Wow, thank you so much, Siddesh. That was really thought-provoking. So, I now call upon our next performer, that's Satvik Kashyap. Satvik, are you ready?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. वो कहते हैं ना कि किसी की कीमत उसके जाने के बाद ही पता चलती है, और जब वो जाने वाली माँ हो तो एक बेटे के दिल पे क्या गुजरती है, आज उन्हीं को लफ्जों में बयां करने जा रहा हूँ। कि खाना हाथ से तेरे मैं फिर से खाना चाहता हूँ, आंचल में तेरे सिर रख के फिर सो जाना चाहता हूँ। खाना हाथ से तेरे मैं फिर से खाना चाहता हूँ, आंचल में तेरे सिर रख के फिर सो जाना चाहता हूँ। जब जब हुआ कमजोर तूने हौसला दिया, जब जब हुआ कमजोर तूने हौसला दिया, जिसके दम पे हर मुश्किल का मैंने सामना किया। हर अच्छे काम से पहले दही खिलाया है तुमने, हर अच्छे काम से पहले दही खिलाया है तुमने। माँ मुझको आज इस है तुमने, आशीर्वाद तेरा आज फिर से पाना चाहता हूँ। खाना हाथ से तेरे मैं फिर से खाना चाहता हूँ। जब होता बीमार तो रात भर तुम जागा करती थी, जब होता बीमार तो रात भर तुम जागा करती थी, खाना लिए मेरे पीछे पीछे भागा करती थी। जब डरता तो आंचल में छुपा लेती थी, जब डरता तो आंचल में छुपा लेती थी और अक्सर पिता की डांट से बचा लेती थी। फिर मीलों तेरी उंगली पकड़ चल जाना चाहता हूँ, खाना हाथ से तेरे मैं फिर से खाना चाहता हूँ। और अंतिम छंद पेश करता हूँ कि है सर फख्र से ऊंचा मगर आंखें मेरी नम है सर फख्र से ऊंचा मगर आंखें मेरी नम है, सब पाया माँ तुझे खोने का ये गम है, हुआ ना आज तक जो आज वो कर जाना चाहता हूँ, हुआ ना आज तक जो आज वो कर जाना चाहता हूँ। माँ खातिर तेरी मैं काल से लड़ जाना चाहता हूँ, खाना हाथ से तेरे मैं फिर से खाना चाहता हूँ, आंचल में तेरे सिर रख के फिर सो जाना चाहता हूँ, आंचल में तेरे सिर रख के फिर सो जाना चाहता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Wow, that was another moving performance. Very well put.
Wow, I think all the performances are just going to make me cry one after the other.
I do.
And you were amazing, Satvik. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, so up next we have Yash Singh. Yash Singh, are you ready?
Hello, I'm audible to you.
Okay, yeah, now you're audible to me. Go ahead.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम यश सिंह है और आपके आजू बाजू एक किताब होगी, खामोश है, आपसे कुछ कहने की कोशिश कर रही है। मेरी खामोश किताब, पन्ने हजार है, ज्ञान का भंडार है, फिर भी खामोश है, ना जाने फिर भी कैसे इसके हर शब्द में मिठास है। जिंदगी भटकाती है, जिंदगी सिखाती है, फिर भी ना जाने ऐसी क्या बातें हैं जो मेरी खामोश किताब मुझे हर पल याद दिलाती है। प्रश्न चिन्हों के मार्ग पर जब जब मेरी रूह खड़ी थी, तब तब कोई ऐसा था जिसने हर जंग मेरे साथ लड़ी थी। ऐसी ही खामोशी में उसका साथ था, क्योंकि वो मेरी खामोशी से भरा एक किताब था। आज वो मुस्कुरा रही है, गा रही है, पता नहीं अपने आंसू क्यों छुपा रही है। आज वो मुस्कुरा रही है, गा रही, पता नहीं अपने आंसू छुपा रही है। मुझे मेरे स्वाभिमान की याद दिलाते, पता नहीं मेरी खामोश किताब अपने स्वाभिमान को कैसे भूले जा रही है, अपने स्वाभिमान को कैसे भूले जा रही। रंग अलग है, इनकी बातें अलग है, बातों के शब्द अलग है, किसी की भाषा अलग है, रोते संभलते गिरते पड़ते इनका ही साथ है, क्योंकि ये मेरी खामोशियों से भरा किताब है। पता नहीं हम कहाँ बिखर रहे हैं, कहाँ खो रहे हैं। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई क्यों नहीं बनते ये बहन भाई। हर दर्द से मिले सबको राहत, यही तो है मेरी खामोश किताब की चाहत। सबको सिखाती है, सबको गुड़ बांटती है, सबको राह दिखाती है, सबको उनकी चाहत की याद दिलाती है। फिर भी ना जाने किन्हीं कोनों में क्यों अधमरी सी पड़ी रह जाती है, फिर भी ना जाने किन्हीं कोनों में क्यों अधमरी सी पड़ी रह जाती। ऐसी ही तो है मेरी खामोश किताब, कहना तो बहुत कुछ चाहती है, पर कह कुछ नहीं पाती है, पर कह कुछ नहीं पाती। थैंक यू।
Another stellar performance. That is wonderful.
Thank you so much, Yash. That again really captivated me. And I'm pretty sure everyone here in the audience. And I really request all our audiences to, appreciate all our performers on the chat box, spam it, and, make them feel loved, all right? So now I call upon next Aniket Saad. Are you here? Yes, you're there. You ready?
Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, just confirm me if audible like this, or should I keep the mic brightness?
I think the closer you keep it, it's better.
Okay.
All right.
So, hello everyone. मेरी पोएम का टॉपिक है घायल सिपाही अपने आखिरी समय में कुछ कहता हुआ. तो जो उसके इमोशंस है वो मैंने लिखने की कोशिश की है. तो कह रहा है कि चलो चलता हूँ उसकी गोद में जिसके लिए गोली हंस के खाई है, जिस माँ के बारे में अब तक सिर्फ सुना ही था, आज उससे मिलने की बारी आई है. ये गोली मेरे लिए सिर्फ मौत नहीं, एक तोहफा भी लेकर आई है. मेरे घर वालों से कहना उनके ख्वाब अधूरे रह जाएंगे, क्योंकि देश के बेटे देश का सपना पूरा करके ही आएंगे. माँ से कहना मैं बड़ी माँ के पास जा रहा हूँ, वो रोए नहीं, मैं उसकी यादें लेकर जा रहा हूँ. मेरी कहानी सभी को सुनाना, देश के खातिर मैं जिया सभी को बताना. रिश्तेदारों से मिलने जा न सका और अब देखो वो सब मुझसे मिलने आए हैं. मुझे तिरंगे में लिपटा देख फक्र से अपने आंसू बहाए हैं. मेरे आखिरी सफ़र में लोगों ने मुझे फूलों में सजाया है. मेरे आखिरी सफ़र में लोगों ने मुझे फूलों में सजाया है. एक सिपाही के जीवन का सबसे सुंदर लम्हा आया है. यारों के साथ बिताए वो लम्हे भी याद आ रहे हैं. गुरूर है कि उनसे पहले हम उस माँ की गोद में जा रहे हैं. मेरी जान जाने का कोई गम ना करना, मेरी जान जाने का कोई गम ना करना. मैं सिपाही था, मेरा काम था मरना. कि चलो अब चलता हूँ उसकी गोद में जिसके लिए गोली हंस के खाई है, जिस माँ के बारे में अब तक सिर्फ सुना ही था, आज उससे मिलने की बारी आई है. ये गोली मेरे लिए सिर्फ मौत नहीं, एक तोहफा भी लेकर आई. शुक्रिया.
That was wonderful.
शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, Aniket. That was amazing once again. And I think the chat box speaks for itself and for everyone around here. So keep it up. And okay, so up next we have Insha Sheikh. Insha, are you ready?
Hi. Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible. Go ahead.
Okay. So my poem title is Struggles of Detachment. Yeah. I can't put into words what my heart goes through. Every day I wake up, it's like there's something to lose. Yeah, you heard of dreams turning into reality, but it's scary when fear takes over and you lose the sense of clarity. Every night I go to bed reminding myself no more dwelling on that. Year after year, people after people. I think it's okay because life was never simple. I wish there was a pause to life, this roller coaster getting too crazy, throwing people far from my side. As I scream, stop, I want to get off, tears fall from my eyes. Believe me, goodbyes are not lies. So hold on to them tight. As humans, we go through many emotions that cause a lot of commotion, thrown into this never-ending confusion, feeling so delusion, living in an illusion. Hit the play, roll the dice, add some spice. Back to work, back to the grind. Took a few steps back, got offline, struggling but still full of hope, full of life. Heaven knows all the times I tried and cried. Didn't you know dreams also have a hefty price? You can just stand there and make the biggest decision of your life. Think, pray, and study. But there's a will, there's a way. I can't wait for that day I finally say I did it, yay.
That was so cheerful and nice. Thank you so much, Insha.
Next up is Khushbu Chaudhary. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you. So, hello everyone. For our generation and for today's youth, one sentence is enough to kill many dreams. That is what will people say. These 4 words has that power to demotivate us and break our thoughts. But for how long? Until we don't have that confidence to complete our dreams, believe in ourselves and completely ignore them. Because कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. We just have to stay calm, ignore all negativities of the society and follow our path. So that's the motivation of my today's poem, which is in Marathi language. लोक काय म्हणतील. बघवत नाही आनंद तुझा मग कुठेतरी उणीव काढतील. बघवत नाही आनंद तुझा मग कुठेतरी उणीव काढतील. दुःखात समोर सांत्वना देऊन 4 चौघात तुझ्यावर हसतील. दडपण स्वतःवर ही चूक तुझी की लोक काय म्हणतील. भावनांच्या तुझ्या लिलाव करून अश्रूंचीही किंमत मोजतील. भावनांच्या तुझ्या लिलाव करून अश्रूंचीही किंमत मोजतील. क्षणाक्षणाला बदलून रंग सरड्यालाही हे मग लाजवतील. मग मूर्ख तू अन विचार तुझे, मग मूर्ख तू अन विचार तुझे, की लोक काय म्हणतील. इच्छा आकांक्षाची जर केलीस होळी तर हेच त्यात तेल ओततील. कार्य तुझे तू करत राहा, गोडवे गाण्याचे नेहमी अदृश्य राहतील. मान्य असून सर्व काही, मान्य असून सर्व काही, पुन्हा तेच की लोक काय म्हणतील. संकट समोर असेल तेव्हा तुला प्रेरणा आधी देतील. संकट समोर असेल तेव्हा तुला प्रेरणा आधी देतील. यशस्वी तू होतोच दिसताना पाय हळूच खेचून घेतील. यशस्वी तू होतोच दिसताना पाय हळूच खेचून घेतील. कदर स्वतःपेक्षा जास्त हीच, कदर स्वतःपेक्षा जास्त हीच, की लोक काय म्हणतील. दुर्लक्ष हा मार्ग सोपा, कालांतराने तेही विसरून जातील. दुर्लक्ष हा मार्ग सोपा, कालांतराने तेही विसरून जातील. अरे मार फाट्यावर लोकांना मग तरच स्वप्न सत्यात उतरतील. शहाणपण आहेस तरी म्हणतोस, शहाणपण आहे तरी म्हणतोस, की लोक काय म्हणतील. वेळ परिस्थितीची ठेव जाणीव, चार लोक मग बघत राहतील. वेळ परिस्थितीची ठेव जाणीव, चार लोक मग बघत राहतील. नाव लौकिकाचा डंका वाजव, आपोआप बोटे तोंडात जातील. काळ्या दगडावरची जणू रेघ ही, काळ्या दगडावरची जणू रेघ ही, पुशील तर लोक ओरडतील. आत्मविश्वासाचे शस्त्र वापर, आत्मविश्वासाचे शस्त्र वापर, आणि नष्टच करतो दगड, मग बघू लोक काय म्हणतील. तू जग तुला हवं तसं, तू जग तुला हवं तसं, नाहीतर हे जगण्याचा आनंद हिरावून घेतील. तू जग तुला हवं तसं, नाहीतर हे जगण्याचा आनंद हिरावून घेतील. या चार लोकांचं काय रे, हे तर नेहमी बोलतच राहतील. या चार लोकांचं काय, हे तर नेहमी बोलतच राहतील. थँक्यू.
Wow, Khushbu, thank you so much. And this piece really made me, realize that how we allow people to affect our thoughts and decisions. And if it was in Marathi, and my Marathi isn't that great, admittedly, but then it still managed to just go right into, and it really conveyed all that you tried to portray from your piece. Thank you so much, Khushbu.
I would like to just say one thing. खुशबू अप्रतिम, म्हणजे अगदी सुंदर प्रकारे तू इतकं छान लिहिलंयस ना.
थँक्यू शरण.
गॉड ब्लेस यू.
मीन्स अ लॉट.
Next up is Crystal Menden. Are you ready?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Okay, so I think most of us have come across a lot of Disney movies since childhood. And I feel Disney is such a great cultural powerhouse. And there's no doubt about the princesses or the women in any of their films that are focusing so much on empowerment messages besides the usual romantic storyline. And that is why I have written this poem to focus more on the empowerment aspect that we all observe in these films, and to highlight that we could learn so much more from these movies from a very feminine point of view. So here goes. Even fairy tales know. She walked inside the room distraught, covered in cinder as she slept near the fireplace. But a glass slipper was all that she kept till the end. Cinderella, who married the prince, still humble and full of grace. Brilliance, unyielding and courteous, she took care of her father, leaving back her endeavor. Captured by the beast and kept away from the others, Belle changed the stone-hearted and brought back the kingdom together. This one is mighty and courageously heroic. They spoke insidiously, though she was wise and tall. She fought saving lives, never looking back to the past. For she was Mulan, a hero who brought honor to them all. Next comes Elsa, the queen of Arendelle. Extraordinary, born with powers containing magic so rare. She grew out of her shell and saved a lost paradise. She is a woman of poise who stands tall and fair. Who said you have to be a princess to be so brave? Moana, The daughter of the village chief was a risk taker. Putting her life on the line and swimming across the ocean waters, she restored the heart of the earth and its life giver. It's true, they are all women of pride, and so are we. Because even Disney made movies for us to see. That giving up is never an option for women like us. For we are strong, courageous, and clever, where elegance is born in our hearts already and need not be an endeavor. Thank you.
Wow, that was really inspiring. You truly did justice to the empowering part. Really liked it.
I really think that everyone around here have been influenced by Disney some way or the other, even though we don't watch it like religiously, but still. And we've always noticed this pattern of how patriarchy finds its way into Disney movies. And I'm so glad on the feminist take. That was amazing, Crystal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so up next we have Amol Asthana. Amol, are you here? Is Amol in the meet?
I don't see him in the meet.
All right then. If Amol is not there, then we go on to our next Dhwani Bagela. Dhwani, you ready?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
You're not visible, but
yeah. Okay, there you are.
Am I visible?
You are.
Yeah. Hello and greetings to everyone. So I'm going to be reciting a short piece, which isn't quite deep, it's absurd actually, but it makes sense. The title being Sensical Nonsense. Cotton like clouds, healthy sprouts. Where's my spouse? I miss my house. The soothing waves make me crave a cuddle on the bed with my boyfriend Ned. Winds that rustle are like a hustle between pure and impure, just like sure and unsure. It is a contract. Life is a juggling act. Every day is a scuffle as the cards of life shuffle. Unconditional love, meaningless lust, the constant distrust. Where's the dove? Addiction to drugs, lack of hugs, hunger pangs, lack of self-affection, coping mechanisms, answer to the problems, honesty and acceptance to yourself before other people. Thank you so much. That's it.
Wow, Dhwani, and I really want to tell you this. Your voice modulation literally sounds like, I'm hearing a podcast or an ASMR. It was lovely.
Thank you.
Okay. So who do we have up next, Tessie?
Okay, so the next performer is Fair Siddiqui.
Am I audible and visible as well?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. एक दिन बैठे बैठे ये ख्याल आया मेरे मन में, मेरा बचपन कहाँ चला गया। बहुत सोचा तो ये सवाल भी आया, ये शुरू कैसे हुआ। चलो बता दो तुमको ये शुरू कैसे हुआ। तो पोएम का नाम है गली के दोस्त। सुनो, मैं भी गिलूं? वहां जाके खड़े हो जाओ। मुस्कुराहट का अब ठिकाना नहीं था, मैं उनका दोस्त ऐसे बना था। गली हमारी छोटी सी, इसमें यादें बड़ी नमकीन हैं। ओपन हो या बॉक्स हो, गली क्रिकेट बेहतरीन है। जिसका बैट उसकी बैटिंग, ऐसा हमेशा होता ही था। हाय और एक्स की याद ना आए, ऐसा कोई दिन होता नहीं था। पैसे कम होते थे पर इरादे बड़े नेक थे। लड़ते हम रोज थे पर शाम को सब एक थे। बाल कभी छोटे कट जाए हंसी की बौछार थी, बाल कभी छोटे कट जाए हंसी की बौछार थी। टकला टकला कहते वो कम वक्त बहुत बेकार थे। जिंदगी की लड़ाई भी हमने साथ लड़ी, ये मार भी हमें साथ पड़ी। क्योंकि मिल अब हम पाते नहीं, घर से बाहर जाते नहीं। मेरे बैट पे धूल अब जमने लगी थी, पबजी में उंगलियां चलने लगी थी। मेरे बैट पे धूल अब जमने लगी थी, पबजी में उंगलियां चलने लगी थी, फुटबॉल कहीं खो गया था, बचपन अब सो गया था। पास में रहते पर मिल नहीं पाते, गली वही है पर खेल नहीं पाते। अब फ्रेंडशिप डे किसे याद है, क्योंकि वक्त अब किसके पास है। अब फ्रेंडशिप डे किसे याद है, क्योंकि वक्त अब किसके पास है। सेंड टू ऑल दबा दिया है, शायद घर भी उसका यही पास है। पर जब मिलते तभी हंसाते, गुजरा वक्त हम भूल नहीं पाते। आज भी कोई हाथ लगा दे, बंदे हमारे तैयार हो जाते। तो जो जैसा भी है ठीक ही है, जिंदगी की एक सीख ही है। तो जो जैसा भी है ठीक ही है, जिंदगी की एक सीख ही है। अब सांप लोगों से डरना नहीं, 2-4 पाल लो, ठीक ही है। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Fez. That really took us back in time, and that was really nostalgic. And I'm pretty sure everyone here could relate to it in some way or the other. Am I right? Oh yes, you would want to have a look at the chat box.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat box.
I hope you like what you see. So, with that being said, we are done with round 1. So, give us 5 minutes till we finish our assessment, and then we shall declare who's getting qualified to round 2. So, till then, just stay put. Okay, so hey guys, still our judges, take time to assess all your beautiful pieces. I'm pretty sure, with all the amazing talent brimming from here, they will require some time. So till then, we have some time to kill. And I see people engaging over here. So right now, you all are free to unmute yourselves and talk to each other. So anyone? Okay. And also judges, if y'all are not occupied, would y'all like to give your feedback?
Definitely. I'd like to say something. So, all the performances were amazing. And I'll tell you one beautiful thing about performances. To all the performers here, always remember this one thing. In a competition, you don't win or lose because your piece is bad. या तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू डिडंट विन टुडे तो इट इज नॉट बिकॉज आपने जो लिखा है वो खराब है या वट एवर यूर अ बैड पोएट और यूर अ बैड स्टोरी टेलर और वट एवर it's not your content. No one can judge what you write. No one can judge your poem. No one can judge anything that you write because that's your voice, that's your life, and no one can judge your life. So when we judge, basically, what we count is the technicalities. So it's just the voice modulation, the content flow, and all. So those things are something technical. But when it comes to performing, never let anything stop you. जितने भी performances थे here, I think the audience can relate to this. All of them were so different from each other. एक है who is relating, going down and playing in the yard with something so such a larger picture. Some performers spoke about women. Some performers spoke about their mom. Some performers spoke about their country. So there are so many different genres that you cover, and it is so difficult to choose one or choose some performances out of those. But what is important is to see the versatility of content, see the versatility of poem. Something that I loved is how different you guys have picked your own language, and you have illustrated your thoughts, your emotions so beautifully in your own language, and that's amazing. That's amazing. I really liked the Marathi performance. I really liked some great Hindi performances. So great job, everyone. Keep writing. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much, Rachna ma'am. I'm pretty sure they would have a lot to take. And me being a poet myself, I really, second whatever she said, because it's never, the peace. But, and never get discouraged. You all just need to keep trying. And one day you will really have it all under your power, all right? So thank you so much, Rachna.
Definitely. And one more thing, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll just share a personal thing before, if the results are taking time. So to all the participants here, some years back, actually when lockdown started, they had all these competitions online. So online even I used to participate a lot. मतलब जो भी fest आया, any competition, if there is an open mic, I am there. Okay, I am everywhere. I used to love to perform and all. So in the process, in the initial days, I never used to win. Never. मतलब कभी I didn't get जाके भी second prize मिलता था, but I never came first ever. So it was like this whole 5-6 months where I never got any prize, and I used to go home and I'm like, ये क्या हो रहा है यार? Am I such a bad writer? This and that. Plus, online blunders are a different BT altogether. Like I'm performing and suddenly unmute या mute हो गया, camera चला गया, and because of that people lose interest and all. Plus this camera thing is a very big turn off, to be honest. It's like some people are watching, some people are not. So I used to get very discouraged in the starting. But there is one thing I'll tell you. I may not have won all those competitions in the first few months of my performing time, but I won when I continued to perform. So even after those 5 months, I didn't stop. I was like, I have to. And then one day, I came first. And then that day was it. That day was a different euphoria altogether, because that day I didn't win that competition. I won by not quitting ever. So I just want to tell you guys through my personal experience that never stop performing. Never. It's going to be one day, one random event you'll win, and then you'll remember my words. Oh, Rachna had told. So great job, everyone. Over to you, Lysandra.
Thank you so much, Rachna. And since we're talking about a little personal piece here, I remember I met Rachna in a competition only, and she won that, and she was mesmerizing.
You did?
Yes.
Which one?
One of the road track ones.
Oh, acha, yeah.
Yes. So, and I had to tell, that was a stellar performance, and I hope towards the end, if you get time, you would, give us a performance too.
Definitely.
And what about our other judges, Jaren Himali?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible? Just a sense check, because there's a power outage at my place.
Yes, you're audible as well as visible.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I was just listening very intently to what Rachna was saying, and I can't not second every single sentence, every single thought that she shared. But just to sort of overarch what she's already stated, congratulations to all of you, because you all are already poets, considering the fact that you have written and submitted poems, personal pieces to this competition. And secondly, you are performers, because you have performed. So you are the poets and you're performers already. And if the question is to be or not to be, half of the question is already answered, right? You already are. Now the challenge is only whether or not you want to continue to be better, like Rachna said. So over here, after listening to different kinds of performances, different styles of performances, different experiences, different ways in which people perform, what I have to say is that I'm reminded of this quote by Emily Dickinson, which is, "Hope is a thing with feathers." And I just want to leave each of you with hope. And in that hope, I wish that each of you take time to flourish, to work hard upon your art, to improve it further. It's a journey in itself, like developing yourself, nurturing yourself as an artist, as a poet is a journey. And it's a beautiful one. So Rachna shared her experience. It's been enriching for her. It's been fulfilling for her in a different way. I'm sure Lysandra has an experience. I'm sure each of you has an experience. And I think that is what you need to, make. You need to make that journey count, and not the prizes that come and go, not the competition that you're a part of. So I leave you with hope. I leave you with hope that you all continue to grow as poets. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaren ma'am, for your lovely words, and they are indeed very inspiring.
So, can you all hear me?
Yeah, can hear you, Amali.
So, I just wanted to add a tiny thing to what Rachna and Jaren already covered. Of course, you have to keep practicing. You have to keep coming back to these open mics. But one thing that I wanted to talk about here was, I really, really am so proud of all of you, because you all come from engineering background or like from science backgrounds, but you all are still pursuing your hobby. You all are still pursuing something that you all are so passionate about. And I want to take just one moment to appreciate the fact that you all haven't kept writing at the side just because it's not your mainstream thing, or just because it's not the field that you're studying. And I think you really, really should give a pat on your back for the same.
That's indeed so true. And I really think, in spite of what our curriculum, encourages us to do, it's really brave of so many of them out here. In spite of, their fields not demanding this of them, they are still, their passion fuels this. And, it really shows. So, spot on. Okay. So
I think the results are out. And wait.
Just a second, all right?
So these are the qualifiers for round 2. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to all the qualifiers, and please do, and the remaining, please don't be disheartened, as our judges have rightfully told you that you all need to just keep not give it, don't give up, and don't lose spirit at any cost. And I hope you'll enjoyed. All right. So the 6 of y'all who are here, first one, Dhwani Waghela, then is Khushbu Chaudhary, then is Aniket Saad, then we have Crystal Mendon, we have Satvik Kashyap, and then we have Faiz Siddiqui. All right. So now you will be given about 20 to 30 minutes, and we are going to be presenting to you 3 themes. Okay. But before we go ahead with the themes, I would like to explain the rules for round 2. Okay. This is the last and final round of the event. The qualifiers are free to choose a theme from the options provided by us, which will be displayed in the next slide. Okay. And exactly 20 minutes will be given to each finalist to write their piece on the spot. All right. Please refrain from using vulgar language or controversial references. Okay. Doing so will lead to strict disqualification, and the finalists will then perform their piece. All right. So is everyone clear with the rules, or if there's any doubt, please do ask away. Anyone? No? All right. So can we have the next slide?
No, it's all clear.
It's clear? Okay, fine. Thank you. So can we have the next slide, please, wherein we display the themes? All right. So our 3 themes that we have for y'all are seasons, unexpected, and comfort. Y'all are open to interpret it the way y'all want and use it to the best you can, and you can be as creative with it. So your 20 minutes would start now. So all the best. Also, these are the themes for English, and we also have the translation for Hindi and Marathi pieces. Could we have the next slide, please? Okay, so the themes for Hindi Marathi are Mausam, Akalpit, and Sukoon. Just the translation of the themes that we presented for English. So, the 20 minutes, make the best of it. All the best. Also, qualifiers, or just a small announcement. When y'all are done, please let us know in the chat box, all right? So when all 6 of y'all are ready, we'll be good to go.
And please keep your cameras on, the qualifiers. Yeah. I don't see Dhwani. Yeah, thank you.
Also, just so that it's not awkward silence, we are refraining from interacting so that our six qualifiers will be able to write their pieces peacefully. So please do not mind that and stay back patiently to enjoy and hear what our qualifiers will be performing. All right.
Dhwani, your camera's off. Can you please switch it back on? Yeah, thank you.
What is the time like? Until when we are allowed to write?
We will be stopping at 8:43. So we started at 8:23. So 8:43, we'll stop. At the most 2 minutes grace. So 8:45.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption, but I want to ask one thing. The third topic is sukoon.
Yeah.
In Marathi, it can be translated as shantata.
Yeah, comfort or comfort,
Silence and
sukoon. Yeah,
shantata.
just
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there some time limit to perform?
It would be great if you could keep it under 3 minutes.
Sure, thank you.
Welcome.
Excuse me, Lysandra. I have a doubt.
Yes, Satvik.
Like right now, written is mixture of two of the themes. The
If you're
start,
going for a
this
mix, it's not a problem really, but if one theme could dominate,
no,
that would be great.
it's starting as elements of akalpit and ending as elements of comfort. That's all.
I didn't get you. I'm sorry.
I said that my poem is starting elements of akalpit and ending elements of sukoon. Is that okay?
Okay, then make sure this one element stands out. So, you have it under one theme. All right. Like, it should be a
Sure.
little more dominant of the first theme. The first theme ka effect thoda
So maybe
zyada.
on second,
The second one can be a little
second
less
ka.
prominent than the first.
Just keep one theme as the
Sure.
majority.
Huh.
So
Hey guys, just to tell you that your time is almost going to be up. Just 3 minutes more to go. Alright, I hope you all are ready. Alright guys, our time is up. I see Dhwani and Satvik are done. What about the remaining four? Okay, Crystal. Khushbu is done. Alright. What about the other two?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Faiz is done. Alright. And then who remains? Aniket done. Alright. So can we have Dhwani go first? Shall we begin? Is everyone ready, judges?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Himali?
Yes.
Your voice is very faint, Himali.
Yeah, I'm ready as well.
Okay, fine. Dhwani, you may go ahead.
Yeah. So before I recite my poetry, the topic that I chose was unexpected. But before, I won't say why did I take unexpected and how did I express it before I say the poetry, because I feel like everyone has personal interpretation of every other piece, and explaining my take over it would create a certain perspective, and everyone would just view it in that way. So I'll explain my take over at the end. Without further ado, the poem that I'm going to be reciting is The Tunnel. The statue was as scary as a demon, enough to make his heart thump like a drum. But the only thing that motivated him to go through was her smile, as beautiful as a rose. He looked at her and held her hand, telling himself that all is well. Walked the next few steps with all his might, to pass through that tunnel. He was soon out of breath from all that sprinting he did to ignore his fear. He now knew that he needed some fuel to his gear. He drank that last droplet of water from his thermos and tried to face the reality. I can't do this. I can't back out now, he said to himself as he walked through that tunnel. If he didn't live forever, if he were asked about his regrets, it would only be the late realization of finding happiness in those small moments. He asked himself if living a rushed life was worth it. He felt no space in him left for regrets and memories as he walked through that tunnel. If he were asked one last thing, if he were given one last opportunity, he wanted to experience last few moments of peace and happiness in order to bid farewell to that darkness of fear and anxiety which he felt in that tunnel. He could finally see a ray of light, which gave him the hope of it not being his own end, but that dark and creepy tunnels. He held on that hope so tight enough to take the last sprint. He knew he has responsibilities to fulfill, and he looked so done. Despite all the difficulties, he held on that thinnest strung of hope to pass through that never ending tunnel. Now, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Tunnel is basically the unexpected situations that we come through. Like on a daily basis, there are so many things that we face. It is like full of surprises, and we don't even expect what is going to happen at the next moment. And it happens. And we panic because we are unable to actually grasp it. Like, what the hell is happening with my life? Why is this happening to me? So that is like the unexpected take on me. So despite of us thinking again and again about why is this happening to me, why not think it from a way, okay, what can be done to let me out from the situation? What can I do to improve the situation right now? Improvisation, what exactly we did right now in the third round as well. We improvised the topic, right? So that is exactly what I would say. Improvising in those unexpected situations. That is what my take was over this topic. Thank you so much. And I absolutely love doing it.
Okay, so first of all, Dhwani, can I just say your voice is just so mesmerizing. And I kid you not, if you had a podcast, I would be a devotionate subscriber. Not kidding. It's beyond beautiful. And you did this in 20 minutes. Hats off, Dhwani. It's like,
okay.
I'm running short of words. And the chat box speaks again. Like,
I can vouch for that. From the moment you started, I was in awe. I couldn't take my eyes off, and I was just like, wow, this is just amazing. Nicely done.
Mic drop on your end, jaw drop on our end.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dhwani. You were fantabulous, and I'll surely, be looking forward to many other pieces if you, do so. So yeah. Now, with that being said, our next performer is Khushbu Chaudhary. Khushbu, are you ready?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I chose the topic is comfort, which is sukoon. Hello?
Just a second. Sushri, you were saying something?
No, please check your messages. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I chose the topic comfort, which is sukoon, shantata. So I believe that our comfort, silence is a great source of strength. So the title of my poem is क्षणभर शांततेत. क्षणभर शांततेत थोडं थांबावंसं वाटलं, आयुष्याच्या सर्व व्याख्यांना पुन्हा नव्याने वाचावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत थोडं थांबावंसं वाटलं, आयुष्याच्या सर्व व्याख्यांना पुन्हा नव्याने वाचावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत थोडं जगावंसं वाटलं, जीवनाच्या अनेक प्रश्नांना आज उत्तर द्यावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत पुन्हा नक्षत्रात फिरावंसं वाटलं, आकाश कवेत घेऊन स्वतःचं स्वप्न पूर्ण करावंसं वाटलं.
क्षणभर शांततेत. क्षणभर शांततेत दूरच्या प्रवासाला अनुभवावंसं वाटलं जन्ममृत्यूच्या खोल दरीचं अंतर. जन्ममृत्यूच्या खोल दरीचं अंतर आज मात्र मोजावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत. क्षणभर शांततेत आईच्या कुशीत निजावंसं वाटलं. बाबांचा ओढा खाऊनही पुन्हा त्यांच्या मिठीत जावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत थोडं बोलावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत थोडं बोलावंसं वाटलं, कारण शांततेनंतरचं वादळ होऊन पुन्हा थैमान घालावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत डोळे मिटून बसावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत डोळे मिटून बसावंसं वाटलं. कवाड उघडून मग पापण्यांची हे जग पुन्हा निरखून बघावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत शांततेलाच बोलतं करावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत शांततेलाच बोलतं करावंसं वाटलं. विचारांच्या साठ्यात माझ्या तू आहेस कुठं? विचारांच्या साठ्यात माझ्या तू आहेस कुठं? हे मात्र विचारावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत या. क्षणभर शांततेत या का कुणास ठाऊक, पण पुन्हा एकदा स्वतःवर मनापासून प्रेम करावंसं वाटलं. क्षणभर शांततेत सर्व काही शांत झालं होतं. क्षणभर शांततेत या सर्व काही शांत झालं होतं, पण आयुष्याच्या पुस्तकाने मात्र मला जगण्यासाठी एक कोरं पान दिलं होतं. आयुष्याच्या पुस्तकाने मात्र मला जगण्यासाठी एक कोरं पान दिलं होतं. थँक्यू.
Thank you so much, Khushbu. That was so beautiful. Like, wow. And also, I need to just quickly, cover up for something I did before. I really wanted the judges to, have their input shared too. And I got so lost with, expressing how happy I was after Dhwani's piece. I absolutely forgot that. So, judges, could you all please give your reviews after each piece?
So I didn't want to interrupt any performance, so I was like, let them perform. You guys wrote this now? Really? कि कोई cheating हुई है? Just tell me honestly. Honestly, it was amazing. To write in such a short given time, it's just beyond amazing. Plus, when you have less time, you have this knack ki लिखना है, जीतना है. In that, to get creative, it's very difficult. So, kudos for pulling this off. Over to the judges who are also here.
Yeah, thank you, Rachna. Dhwani, so you want me to specifically address Dhwani, right? First?
Yeah. You could also address Khushbu, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, first I'll address Dhwani and then Khushbu. Okay. Dhwani, I mean, kudos. I am spellbound. Nothing taking away from that. But I also wanted to mention to you specifically that your diction is your strength. And the flair and aura that you bring to your performance comes from your diction. And I think that is something that you need to hone going forward. So that's your strength. So please, be proud of that. Secondly, one thing that you could perhaps work on going forward is bringing in more perception into your writing. So how do you image different senses? When the audience is listening to you, are they able to visualize what you're saying rather than just listening? So yes, they're looking at you, they're hearing you speak, but simultaneously, are you able to evoke them into imagination? That's something you could work on, but otherwise, good job. I'm very happy to have heard you perform something you wrote on the spot. Okay. Khushbu, can I address Khushbu now? Yes, I won't take a lot of time. But Khushbu, it was such a joy to listen to you. मुझे मराठी इतना समझ में नहीं आता है. But the depth of your words, I think, was your strength. You wrote with a lot of passion. You didn't make up things. That's what I understand. आपने जो लिखा है, you've written what you felt. It's true, it's genuine. And I think that, so they say, एक कहावत है कि you pour yourself into your art to make it hit the right chord. And I think you did that. And that is your strength. That's the strength of your poetry. So great job on bringing that out even in a very short span of time. So being able to do that in 20 minutes in itself is a certificate to the fact that you are an established poet. I mean, for us, this platform, you are an established poet. Another thing you could work on, Khushbu, is perhaps different ways of engaging the audience with your face. So your face is your canvas for the audience, right? So when you speak, how are you using your eyes? How are you using your hands? How are you pausing, stressing? वो दोनों ये सब साथ में आएगा तो it's a different मजा आ जाएगा sort of in short. Yeah, I don't know if this helps, but that's it from mine. Thank you. Over to you, Himali.
First, I mean, again, Rachna and Jaren already covered it, but it's so wonderful to hear that you all have written this in just 20 minutes. That's very, very, very credible, and I really appreciate it. So, when it comes to the pieces, first, again, Adwani, these people have already mentioned the way you perform and the voice modulation that you have. You're a natural performer. You don't have to so when you go on stage, you bring that factor with you, which is great. And just one tiny thing that I wanted to suggest is something that you should work on. I feel that you tend to tell and not, so it's you directly saying it's like this or it's as is, but the entire essence about poetry is in the metaphors or how you indirectly convey what you're trying to say. So when you say, as scary as this, or as I think a few lines had 2 or 3 simile woven into the piece, I believe that you need to spin those in a way where you don't directly show them what it is and try to just convey the feelings. So if that is something you can work a little on, I think the performance power is all yours. You can win the stage with that. So best of luck on going ahead. Khushbu, I do English pieces. Again, same. I don't have an expertise in Marathi, but at least just from a very listener point of view and not the judge here, it was beautiful and I really enjoyed कि वो जो creative structure है, that is in a very smooth flow. कहीं पे भी ऐसा wavering नहीं है और I did not feel it out of the place. It was a very smooth structure, and to establish that in 20 minutes is a really, really good thing. So best of luck.
Wow, that was some really detailed feedback. Thank you so much, judges. So now, without further ado, let's go on to our next performer. That is Aniket. Aniket, you ready?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. So before starting the poem, I choose a topic Al-Kalpet. तो जब पहले कॉन्टेक्स्ट दे दो कैसा है कि जब कोई इंसान ख्वाब देखता है तो शुरू में हौसला बुलंदी होता है उसका, पर जैसे धीरे धीरे जिंदगी से रूबरू होता है तो कुछ बातें वो समझने लगता है, तो अनएक्सपेक्टेड होती है उसके लिए जो पहले जो हौसला था. तो आई हैव टू लुक इन द बुक आई रोट. सो शुरू किया है कि छोड़कर सारी जंगें अधूरी हम अपनी मयान में लौट आए, कि छोड़कर सारी जंगें अधूरी हम अपनी मयान में लौट आए, जिस तरह सभी ख्वाबों को बुला हम अपनी जिंदगानी में लौट आए. क्या जब था यकीन हमें बुलंदी छूने का, कि क्या जब था यकीन हमें बुलंदी छूने का, एक रुख से पाओ क्या फिसला हम जमीन पर लौट आए. हौसला रखा था उसे पूरा मुकम्मल करने का, हौसला रखा था उसे पूरा मुकम्मल करने का, हालात से जंग हार हम उसकी सिर्फ यादें पहलू में लिए लौट आए. ये क्या हो गया है हमें खुद हमें भी कोई खबर नहीं, ये क्या हो गया है हमें खुद हमें भी कोई खबर नहीं, मिन्नतों बाद जब उस ख्वाब से मिले तो उसे बिना कुछ कहे हम लौट आए. अपनी इस बर्बादी का हमें कोई गम नहीं, अपनी इस बर्बादी का हमें कोई गम नहीं, खुद ही की हालात पर हंसता देख हम खुद ही से मायूस हो लौट आए. और ये आखिरी लाइन से कंक्लूड करने के लिए लिखी है कि क्या इलाज करें हम अपनी इस परेशानी का, कि क्या इलाज करें हम अपनी इस परेशानी का, खुद ही से परेशान हो खुद ही को कहीं छोड़ हम अकेले लौट आए. शुक्रिया.
Wow, Aniket, that was so nice. And I'm honestly so shook, like 20 minutes, and yet y'all have managed to do this so flawlessly. So now hand it over to the judges.
Sorry, previously I didn't, you know, uh, talk about every performer, but yeah, Aniket, आप शायर है क्या? This is a genuine question because you have a
Yes,
very
I do shairis. It's a kind of ghazal, The Radif was not I.
ये आपकी आवाज से समझ में आ जाता है. The way you narrate it, you own your words and that's beautiful. जो आपने लिखा है वो तो सुंदर है ही, वो तो we have confidence in your writing, but the way and जितने प्यार से आपने उसे narrate किया है, that was amazing. Thank you for giving us that vibe.
शुक्रिया.
All right, so thank you so much, Aniket. So now up next we have Crystal Menon. Crystal, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Jaren ma'am was saying something.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I thought that there was a time crunch, which is why.
No. I'm so sorry.
I just wanted to give a quick sort of feedback on the last piece as well. I really liked the fact that there was a story told in the poem, and ये सब poets से सब poems में नहीं होता है. Every poem is of a different style, right? But in 20 minutes, if you're able to write a story in the form of a poem, that in itself proves that you're not just a poet, but you're also a writer. So I think that was commendable. I just wanted to specifically mention that out loud as well. That's all.
Shukriya.
Thank you.
Okay, Himali?
No, I think Sharon covered what I wanted to say. I was very fascinated by how the story was, spun into a poetry in just this short period of time. It really, really impressed me. Great job.
Okay, all right then. So are we ready for our next contestant, Crystal?
Yeah. Okay. So I picked the topic of seasons. I know it's a very simple topic, and I'm sure everybody has a favorite season here. And I've tried to picture a few of them in a poetic outline just to help us realize how our emotions can be overblown just because of changing seasons. So here goes. Emotional seasoning. Have you noticed the wind brushing up to your skin? It coruscates on your face, dulcifying your day so bright, be it during the day or during the night. The leaves drop down to pick up your crestfallen face, while you stare at the trees so fulgent and tall, be it a cycle or just a time clock. The cold breeze enters the front door, bone chilling and brisk. The coffee cup on the table and a book to read, be it the comfort of a bed or a swing you may need. The sun's up now, showing off like a nymph, crackling up the ground as you walk along the beach, be it vanilla ice cream tops or just coconuts and peach. Look at the drops of rain fall on your cheek. Do you remember the days it felt so good? Be it dancing in your raincoat or your feet in gumboots. Maybe this time next year, the seasons would be the same, but the way you feel could be influenced by the rain, or even the sun, the cold, or the trees that dance, because seasons will always help your emotions to advance. Thank you.
I love how you wove such a simple topic into a very relatable and thoughtful flow. I really loved it.
And not to mention that was so cute. So now over to the judges.
So, Crystal, first, I think the way you've written shows the creativity that's going inside of you. Because when I hear the topic, what is the first thought process that I get is what is my creativity, right? And your creativity is amazing because if you thought that after listening to this one word, then that's remarkable. So, great work, great work.
Yes, I just read Dhwani's comment in the chat box that she's obsessed with Crystal's writing. I think on one of the previous pieces, Himali had to mention that it would be nice if the pieces were more evocative with the use of more images. And every sentence of your writing pushed me, like it was flawless because I wasn't even taking any effort. I was listening to you and there was an image in my mind. So with every sentence that you recited, there was a new image popping up in my mind. Sometimes there were 2-3 images clashing in my mind. And if you were able to do that to the audience, it's brilliant. You know, it was everything. Now, the stellar bit about your writing was that the images were not of a specific kind. They were visual, they were auditory, they were tactile, they were organic, they were all kinds of sensory perceptive images. So that worked brilliantly in your writing. Another thing that stood out in your performance was that there was a sense of rhythm. Internal rhythm was very strong. And especially considering that we are also, in this round at least, we are expecting you to perform. So rhythm brings in that natural flow to performance. And that helped. So it was musical to also listen to your poem. It was a joy to listen, yes, because of the images it evoked, but at the same time, it was also musical. So it sat well for an evening like today. So thank you.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
So I just wanted to mention, I really, really like your thought process because, so I wanted to give this feedback on your initial Disney princess poem as well. So a lot of feminist writings today just focus on the aspect of how, a lot of Disney fairy tales are inconsiderate of, say, body types or a lot of other things. There is always a damsel in distress and focus on the negative perspectives of these Disney fairy tales. I agree with all of those perspectives. I'm not denying any of those. I'm just saying that that is the usual outlook that people have towards fairy tales with the growing awareness. But the fact that you simply pulled out things that we should learn from these same tales is it's very beautiful to me and it was very simply put in and I really appreciate it. Coming to the piece right now, I just feel Jaren has covered how it was in a very beautiful rhythm and very soothing to listen to. I just had one perspective that I wanted to add here. So either you're a writer, just a writer, or you're a writer and a performer. Now, if you're looking at the performing bit, I would just have a little suggestion. A few words that you use throughout the poetry, I think not a few. There were a lot of words that do not immediate. So basically, what I'm trying to say is the layman do not understand every meaning of those words, right? So if you're just writing for yourself, it's brilliant, it's beautiful. But if you ever look at it from a performing point of view, you also need to take in consideration your audience. And now everybody cannot understand every word that you use in the poem, right? So try to keep it simple. So try using all of your creative juices, but the language that you use should be very lucid and easy to understand. Now, one or two words here and there is quite all right, but if you use so many words that people don't understand, they lose interest because of the simple fact that they do not understand, right? So I just want to give that feedback that if you ever look at it from a performer perspective and if you want to go on stages to perform, you need to keep in consideration that your audience is not as well equipped with vocab as you might be. So just that tiny thing.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ashish, for your valuable feedback. I'll work on what you've said. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, everyone. So now up next is our performer Satvik Kashyap. Satvik, are you ready?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
तो आज जो मैंने लिखा है वो कुछ ऐसी कहानी है जो हमने काफी बार सुनी है। तो आज एक ऐसी कहानी उठा रहा हूँ मिर्जा साहिबा की। हम सबको पता है कि मिर्जा ने अपने भाइयों को साहिबा ने अपने भाइयों को बचाने के लिए मिर्जा के तरकश से तीर निकाल लिए। मिर्जा का दिल टूटा, लेकिन उसे कहीं ना कहीं ये भी पता था कि साहिबा ने जो किया उसी का प्यार था। शायद उसको उसके परिवार से उतना प्यार मिला जितना वो ना दे पाया हो। तो उसी पे पंक्तियां कम है लेकिन गहरी है, तो सुनिएगा कि मुंतशिर किया है मेरे दिल को तुमने कांच की जानिब, मुंतशिर किया है मेरे दिल को तुमने कांच की जानिब, टुकड़े कुछ तुम्हारे हाथों में भी चुभे रह गए होंगे। याद आए होंगे तुम्हें भी मेरे संग बिताए पल, याद आए होंगे तुम्हें भी मेरे संग बिताए पल, मगर जज्बात सारे अश्कों के संग बह गए होंगे। पर ऐसा कुफ्र भी कुछ सोच कर तुमने किया होगा, पर ऐसा कुफ्र भी कुछ सोच कर तुमने किया होगा, हूँ प्यासा मैं तो पानी तुमने भी तो ना पिया होगा। पर ऐसा कुफ्र भी कुछ सोच कर तुमने किया होगा, हूँ प्यासा मैं तो पानी तुमने भी तो ना पिया होगा। जीते जी मौत है आशिक को बेवफा कहलाना, जीते जी मौत है आशिक को बेवफा कहलाना, पर ये इल्जाम तुमने मेरी ही खातिर लिया होगा। अब अंतिम छंद पेश करता हूं कि हो गया है ये जग अब हमारे लिए सहरा सा, है हो गया ये जग अब हमारे लिए सहरा सा, पर कभी ना कभी यहाँ पर भी से फूल खिलेंगे। है हो गया ये जग हमारे लिए अब तो सहरा सा, पर फिर कभी ना कभी यहाँ पर भी फिर से फूल खिलेंगे। हुआ क्या अगर हम हो गए हैं एक दूजे से जुदा, हुआ क्या अगर हम हो गए हैं एक दूजे से जुदा, सच्चे आशिक हैं किसी दूजे जहां में फिर से मिलेंगे, सच्चे आशिक हैं किसी दूजे जहां में फिर से मिलेंगे। धन्यवाद।
The fact that you wrote this in 20 minutes with those kind of words, I was just fascinated. It was amazing. It was beyond amazing.
Thank you.
It really, surprises me how within 20 minutes and, and y'all have, it's not that, y'all have done a very rushed work on this and it's just so amazing. And I mean, behind like on our WhatsApp groups and even the chats, they really say that, how we are beyond amazed. And, I just hope whatever be the outcome today, I hope you'll keep pursuing this no matter what. Thank you so much, Satvik. Now over to the judges.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, Satvik, I think, to frame content on such an abstract topic, that's the problem, if we give you specific topics, it's easier to write, because when we give you open topics, it's much more difficult because तुम उस पे कुछ भी लिख सकते हो. And
Yes, ma'am.
with the craft that you've put in your writing, that was particularly very good. And just one small suggestion, if you could, I guess our my co-judge mentioned that gesturizing and using voice modulation and using your hands and your eyes and your face, and the face is like a canvas. That's what she said. That's very true. So if you could just show us your you could just add and mix in some expressions, you could add in some charm of yours. Don't be so conscious while performing. This is to everyone, or to all the performers. Just enjoy, have fun on screen. Just try using your voice to your advantage. Try using your beautiful eyes to your advantage. So try that next time. And of course, it would have been a cherry on the cake. And you were amazing.
Thank you.
Hi, Satvik. Again, I am no expert in Hindi or Marathi, but one observation that I had was that you were able to pick a topic that we gave you and connect it to a topic as simple and as common and as relatable as love. Which is why I think everyone in the audience, in some way or the other, could relate. They could give into that poem that you were trying to sell, so to say, to the audience, right? So that feat,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
ability to get us to empathize with you and with the poem that you were reciting was very nuanced. So good job on that. So good building relatability is very key.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can talk about the World War, but in this room, in this meeting room, we are not relating to the World War. What you did is you took up something that all of us at some point has experienced or will experience. That builds community, right? So you were able to do that very well. So good job.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I just wanted to say that I really, really like your choice of words. They're very well placed, and that's beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so now Satvik being done, we have our last performer, that's Faiz Siddiqui. So Faiz, are you ready?
Hello, yeah, I'm ready. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, all the best.
Before I start, I would like to say that I'll try to give some teachings to this poem. और तीनों टॉपिक देखते ही मैंने झट से वो टॉपिक चुन लिया जो शायद हम में से किसी के पास नहीं है, सुकून। तो सुकून क्या है? मेरे हिसाब से सुकून वो है जो हम में से किसी के पास नहीं, और जिसके पास है वो इंसान नहीं। यार मुझे कुछ दिन सुकून के बिताने हैं। अरे आसान लगता है क्या? अभी इसके लिए बहुत दिन गंवाने हैं। तुम तो चुप ही रहो। अगर कुछ अच्छा नहीं बोल सकते ना तो चुप तो रहो यार। सुकून दो यार। एक आवाज आ रही है। सुकून ढूंढ रहे हो? हाँ। कैसे? कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा। सुबह देर से उठते हो, रात देर से सोते हो, चाहते हो तुम्हें सुकून मिले, दिन में ख्वाब देखते हो। कभी देखा है बगल में तुम्हारे जहां बैठी तुम्हारी माँ जी हैं। कभी देखा है बगल में तुम्हारे जहां बैठी तुम्हारी माँ जी हैं। अरे यही तो सुकून की चाबी है। थक के आएंगे पापा ना, ग्लास लेके दौड़ जाना। थक के आएंगे पापा ना, ग्लास लेके दौड़ जाना। सिर पे रखेंगे हाथ तुम्हारे, ये लो सुकून तुम्हारे। गोद में कभी रखना सर, गोद में कभी रखना सर, गायब हो जाएगा सारा दर्द। तुमने सुकून अभी देखा कहाँ है? अम्मी जान बैठी वहां है। तुम तो थक के सो जाते हो, मोबाइल चलाते सो जाते हो। तुम तो थक के सो जाते हो, मोबाइल चलाते सो जाते हो। सुकून मिलेगा कैसे तुमको, बात बात पे जो लड़ जाते हो। अच्छा तो क्या करें, सुकून कैसे मिले? बात पूरी बताया करो, सच्चे लगते हो। कभी घर जल्दी आया करो, अच्छे लगते हो। माँ पापा को मत सताया करो, अच्छे नहीं लगते हो। परिवार के साथ वक्त बिताया करो, अच्छे लगते हो। और क्या, मुस्कुराया करो, अच्छे लगते हो। वैसे आप कौन? मैं सुकून, जो अब चला गया। थैंक यू।
This piece, oh my god, relatable from the start until the end where you gave some lessons. It was just spectacular. Over to the judges.
Yeah, just can I have a pause? Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, in the previous round, some of the poets, they were speaking on mom, and my mom is like, you only write on दोस्तियां, लड़कियां, और तू मुझ पे कभी नहीं लिखता। तो मम्मी आपके लिए था।
Oh my god, Faiz, are you alright? And if at all you did, it was indeed lovely, and I'm sure she feels just the same or even more.
Yeah, I wish she could have heard. I wish she could have heard this.
She's sitting right.
She must be so proud.
Now I just hope my mom is not listening to this. मेरी मम्मी भी शुरू हो जाएगी फिर मेरे बारे में नहीं लिखती. Look how people are writing for their mom. Very sweet, yeah. You're such a sweet son to your mom. Very sweet.
Also, sorry for the disturbance.
No, not at all. Or Faiz, additional to that, first of all, so good to see you emote. So you're such a raw performer, and that is what we all appreciate. More to that, मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना कि आपकी performance एक proof थी कि simple सरल शब्दों में भी you can give such a sweet and such a big message. आपके जो शब्द थे when you were performing, जो आपके piece के जो words थे, they were very simple, and that is the biggest compliment. क्योंकि sometimes this is a very subjective thing, but कभी-कभी I was such a person कि कभी-कभी we think कि बड़े-बड़े शब्द, बड़े-बड़े sentences, मुश्किल words use करके हम we come out as good writers. Sometimes simple words with raw emotions, with raw meaning, bring out such a big and such a nice perspective. So बहुत ही अच्छा लिखा है आपने, बहुत अच्छा बोला, and very cute you are.
Thank you.
Over to you, judges.
Yes. Hi Faiz. मम्मी के लिए तो मतलब photographic memory होगा ये, right? I mean, she would appreciate this moment for the rest of her life, I hope. Considering that she's there in front of you, right? She listened to you perform. Yeah. Okay. So just continuing the thread that Rachna raised, it's important. ये एक technique होता है, building pathos. It's bringing an emotion into your writing, into your performance, into your poetry. वो काफी easily आपने मतलब अंदर डाल दिया. Please pardon my Hindi, but you put it in with a lot of ease. You took emotion, very everyday, simple emotion, and you put it into your poetry, which is why, like she said, you picked up something so simple and you delivered it with such finesse. So kudos on that, like a job very well done, very well pulled off. And आपने जो conversational tone adopt किया ना, like poem में आप दो मतलब you kept switching between two personalities. That was also very interesting. It kept the reader hooked onto your piece. मतलब
Thank you.
अडकने नहीं दिया आपने, मतलब मेरा focus तो आप पे ही था full time. So that is also a feat. A lot of poets take a lot of time to get in their performance. So good job.
Thank you so much.
Faiz, your art of putting your actual emotions into poetry is beautiful. It's really commendable. We genuinely really felt attached to every word you're saying. और पता है कैसा था कि पोएट्री में ऐसा एक पॉइंट भी नहीं था जब मैं जोन आउट हो रही हूँ या इंटरेस्ट जा रहा है. You've constantly kept me engrossed throughout, which is great. And as Jaren already mentioned, वो जो conversational tone था, वही मैं feedback देने वाली थी कि that was very unique when you compare it to a lot of other poems. वो एक बहुत वो दो चीजें करता है. एक तो ऑडियंस को इन्वॉल्व फील होता है आपके साथ, दूसरा वो एक बहुत यूनिक फैक्टर है that sets you apart from the crowd, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was so sweet, Faiz, and I really appreciate how, contrary to what our society expects, especially men, to hold themselves back from, not expressing their emotions, you've, left no stone unturned to, pour just how you're feeling into your piece, and, in such a nice and such a subtle and mellow way. That was so sweet, so sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now before we reveal, our judges' verdict, we would like to call upon our judges to perform, and so I'll ask Himali. Could you go first?
Okay. So I have one piece in mind that I think we can go ahead with is basically
A little more louder if you have a.
So this poetry is called White Polaroids, and it's essentially for the LGBTQIA plus community. So I hope you all like it. White Polaroids. I'm a bad poet. I suck at love poetries. I spent years figuring out why, and I realized it lacks the most basic ingredient of a love poem: love. How am I supposed to associate this emotion with his curly hair and dashing personality when my heart screams about her white kurti and movie type red dupattas? How do I associate this feeling with him when I keep picturing on and on and on and on and on that it was her kissing me? My vocals wish to tell him that it was meant for her kisses, not yours. But I recollect my aunt telling me, Beta, find a guy like your dad, huh? And it rings incessantly in my ears over these years. Guy, dad, guy, dad. So I do not ask him to stop kissing. But it is not made for this. My mouth is a frenzy revolution. It wants to be the war cry in the straight world, even if it has to stand solitary. You tell me, how is it my fault that you store everything within the white boundaries of photographs and my boundaries aren't white because I don't like white? How is it my fault if the white bordered Polaroid of yours has a guy on his knees with a black kurta and red roses, but my Polaroids have an unintentional picture of a woman in that movie type white kurti and red dupattas as she brushed past me in the bazaar? What can I do if your hands rush to highlight lines in texts and prints that say homosexuality is a crime? And my fingertips, they tap on anything that I can find on Instagram or YouTube to support because you sprang strong with your underlines. But I need that support. The cursive writing in your journal might be about a heartbreak that you went through when you were 18. Mine has ink balls over pages that I've cried on. Words that earlier read, I didn't wish to be kissed by him so passionately. I wish that the passion could have come from her. It spoke of a love story that I never had. Because auntie, guy, dad. I write my letter to her and I put it between my lips. Because one, my faint maroon lipstick marks on words meant for her is the closest that I can ever come to kissing her. And two, the lack of strength of posting it. I just bought a letterbox with no letters, didn't I? But when writing to her, I'm permitted to begin my sentences with I, but dare not end the same sentence with love you. He tells me he loves me so easily. Because of course, the society stands with him. Cinderella has to have an ending with Prince Charming. How dare I think that she could admire Rapunzel's hair instead? Taking me back to the smells of my childhood, auntie, you've told me to find a guy like my dad, the Romeo to my Juliet. But have you for once, just once, thought, she is my Romeo? Thank you.
Just as amazing as I heard it the very first time. So, okay, so I'll tell you a little something about this, but before that, I would like to have Jaren ma'am perform.
Are you sure? Because it's okay for you to continue and.
Okay, so I'll just keep this very short. Yeah. So Himali and I go a long way, and if I don't know if many of y'all know, she is one of the reasons I got into poetry writing, and I still love it, and that's one thing that keeps me going. And she's such a beautiful poet over here. And when I heard this piece first, when I attended one of her open mics, I was awestruck. And I've heard this piece so many times, and yet every single time it is the same very effect. I cannot express how proud she makes me as a friend, as a judge, as a performer, everything. Thank you so much, Himali.
Thank you so much, Rizan. What you said just made my day, and I'm going to spam you with a lot of messages.
Oh, I have to continue that then. I think for all of us here, a lot of the feedback that you've been giving performers today, poet performers today, I think sort of got resolved in your performance. So it was like your performance was like this ideal of sorts, at least as of yet, for a lot of them to sort of hold as standard. So considering that you're a performance poet and all of them are planning to or are right now in performance poetry, so good job.
Thank you so much. This means a lot coming from you because your feedback was so on point. I was still struggling to actually convey what I was saying, but you were absolutely on point, and this feedback coming from you means a lot to me. Thank you.
Okay, I'll perform my piece because I have to tend to something at home a little urgently and then I leave. I'm not a performance poet, so that's a caveat. I write poetry, I read out poetry, I recite poetry. I am not a performance poet. It's something I'd like to master at some point in time, but as of now, I'm not. But I thought I'll read from this anthology that I got a few days back. It's titled Of Dry Tongues and Brave Hearts. It translates to Khushk Zuban Bebak Jigar. It has two of my poems, and I'll recite one of the poems of mine from this anthology. Just to set some context, it talks about the character of Mary from the Bible. It does a spin on her version of the Bible and sort of takes a slightly feminist tone there. So I hope you get the context, but if not, it's okay, just listen. All right. The title is Renouncing Mary. Renouncing Mary. Mary sat on her wise armchair, mulling over the way history kept misnarrating her stories. Every brand, narrative, version, account, rendition. 10,000 Bibles, products of a meticulously exercised control, bound and glossed with hegemonic finesse. She stared at her dorky reflection in the mirror, womanly wisdom, bleath lunar veneration, buried in the dark crevices under her eyes, desanctified memoirs in the annals of antiquity. Mary assembled a troop of her trounced women kindred, who renounced versions of this printed, propagated reality, then unbeing the Mary she was made to be. She wrote delirious letters, one after the other, addressed each in code. Comrade, look out for breaches of trust, stop tiptoeing around the archives, burn down the darn narcissist library. It's time to set the stories free. Thank you.
Wow, Jaren ma'am, that was spectacular. And even though you said that, you aren't usually into performing, this was the voice and everything, really conveyed the emotion of what you were trying to portray to the piece. And it was so nice to hear. Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And even there are many people having to say so many things in the comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Yes, is it okay if I
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and effort and, for just being here and lending your expertise.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure and joy. And I would say it was an evening well spent compared to the other jab evenings. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Yeah, Rachna, could you go next?
Hi. I wanted to say, Jaren, you were amazing. If you're there in the meet, you have a very mesmerizing voice. Felt like listening to you. Bye-bye. I know you're busy. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
Bye. It was lovely having you. So, I'm a storyteller, guys. Am I audible properly? Sab awaaz achhi aa rahi hai?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. So I'm a storyteller. I have a short story I had written very recently. but I don't remember it. I've written it बहुत पहले. So I'll just see and read if you guys don't mind. So it's named गलत मंजिल सफर सही. Okay, everyone is cool with Hindi, right? Hindi आती है ना सबको, आनी चाहिए.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, so it's named as गलत मंजिल सफर सही. यार, I have a confession to make. मेरे ना दिखाने के दांत कुछ और है और खाने के दांत कुछ और. Metaphorically, but cut me some slack. क्योंकि आफ्टर ऑल मैं मुंबई की मुलगी हूँ और मुंबई तो शहर ही ऐसा है. ये दिखाता कुछ और है और है तो ये कुछ और ही. और मुंबई ही एक ऐसा शहर है जहाँ सफर का हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में मीनिंग सेम ही है. इनफैक्ट आई हैव एन ओपन चैलेंज फॉर द किंग ऑफ सर्वाइवल बेयर ग्रिल्स टू सर्वाइव मुंबई का ट्रैफिक. नहीं कर पाएगा वो. तो ऐसी एक शाम अंधेरी के ट्रैफिक में पेशेंटली मैं और मेरे एक अंकल ऑटो में बैठे हुए थे. उस ऑकवर्ड साइलेंस में उन्होंने सबसे यूनिक टॉपिक पर स्मॉल टॉक करना शुरू कर दिया. करियर के बारे में क्या सोचा है. एंड आई तो कम फ्रॉम अ वेरी यूनिक बैकग्राउंड, BSc IT. तो मैंने जवाब दिया कि हाँ, ग्रेजुएशन के बाद थोड़े ऑप्शंस एक्सप्लोर करना है. MSc तो करोगी ना. अंकल सोचूंगी. क्या BSc के बाद कुछ नहीं. अरे आजकल के मेड्स, ड्राइवर्स, क्लर्क्स एंड ऑल भी BSc पास आउट है. तुम्हें उनके जैसे बनना है क्या. बात तो सही है. गरीब किसको बनना है. मुझे तो बहुत पैसे कमाने हैं, बहुत अमीर बनना है ताकि लाइफ खुशी से जी सकूं. फिर हम फाइनली अंधेरी स्टेशन पहुंचे. वो चले गए जनरल कंपार्टमेंट में, मैं चली लेडीज कोच की तरफ. मेरे मन में ख्यालों की पुलाव ही नहीं, पूरी की पूरी दावत बन रही थी. कुछ एग्जिस्टेंशियल क्राइसिस, थोड़ा इनसिक्योरिटी का तड़का, इनडिसाइसिवनेस स्वाद अनुसार, और ये सब कंफ्यूजन के ग्रेवी में फ्लोट हो रहे थे. क्या करूं. कर लूं MSc. कोडिंग ही तो है, वरना H&M की जैकेट्स कैसे अफोर्ड करूंगी. कोडिंग ही तो है यार, कर लेंगे, उसमें क्या है. साइड बाय साइड पैशन फॉलो कर लेंगे. बट नहीं यार रचना, यू हेट सिटिंग इन अ कॉर्नर स्टक टू अ स्क्रीन. चश्मे भी आ गए, अब तो क्या बाल झड़ने का इंतजार कर रही है. ये सब सोच ही रही थी कि उतने में मेरी ट्रेन आ गई. मेरी ट्रेन में मुंबई लोकल में घुसने के लिए आपको चढ़ने की नहीं, फिजिकली झगड़ने की जरूरत है. तो 2 धक्के और 2 चमाट खाते खाते मैं अंदर घुसी गई और अपनी सीट ले ली. कि उतने में मुझे एक आवाज आई. कहाँ उतरना है आपको. मैंने कहा बैंड्रा. अरे पहली बार आई हो क्या. ये बोरीवली की ट्रेन है. एंड ओनली व्हेन गॉड कुडंट मेक एनीथिंग वर्स फॉर मी आई रियलाइज्ड कि मैं गलत ट्रेन में हूँ. Have you ever been in that situation where you just want to look up in the sky and scream till your vocal cords blast? I felt that. Besides, I couldn't even scream क्योंकि public etiquettes and shit. कि तभी एक और आवाज आई. दीदी आपको ये सैंडविच चाहिए. अरे हटाओ यार, इसको नहीं चाहिए कुछ. I shooed away a small poor boy offering me a slice of his sandwich. उसके cute eyes देखकर instant regret हुआ. So I scooched over to him and I said, sorry, मुझे लगा इसमें कैरेट्स होंगे, पर ये तो बहुत टेस्टी दिख रहा है, मुझे भी दो ना एक बाइट. तभी उसकी मम्मी जो बगल में बैठी वो सैंडविच बना रही थी, उन्होंने कहा, सॉरी बेटा, ये आपकी हाई फाई सैंडविचेस में से नहीं है, इसमें सिर्फ मक्खन डाला है, चलेगा ना. तभी पता है मेरे दिमाग में सबसे पहला थॉट क्या आया कि कर ही लेती हूँ यार MSc. कम से कम ये दिन तो देखना ना पड़े जहाँ सैंडविच में सब्जी डालने के पैसे भी मेरे पास ना हो. फिर मैंने एक बाइट ले ही ली और उनके साथ कुछ वक्त गुजारने लगी, क्योंकि और कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं था मेरे पास. That's when I knew कि she had 2 more daughters और सभी बस एक सैंडविच के सहारे अपना पेट भर रहे थे. मेरे घर पे डैड एक्सोटिक कुकीज लेकर आते हैं, लेकिन घर आए मेहमान जब उसमें से एक भी उठाते हैं ना तो इतना तकलीफ होता है. और यहाँ 4 लोगों के उस 4 बाइट के लंच में से भी उन्होंने मुझे एक बाइट ऑफर किया. मैंने जब उन्हें खाते हुए देखा ना तो वो एक दूसरे को देखकर इतना हंस रहे थे उन सिली प्रैक्टिकल जोक्स पर, फनी फेसेस बनाकर, कि उनसे वो खाना च्यू भी नहीं हो रहा था. इतनी खुशी मुझे कभी पिज्जा खाकर नहीं हुई जितना ये सब अपनी मम्मी की गोद में बैठकर वो छोटा सा टेस्टलेस सैंडविच खाकर हो रहे थे. इससे ज्यादा सुंदर नजारा मैंने शायद ही कभी देखा होगा. थैंक्स टू नाइट शिफ्ट्स एंड ओवर टाइम मुझे तो याद भी नहीं कि लास्ट मैंने कब घर पर बैठकर अपनों के साथ खाना खाया था। उस आंटी से ऐसे ही स्मॉल टॉक करते हुए पता चला कि वो एक हाउस हेल्प उर्फ काम वाली बाई है। द ओनली काइंड ऑफ प्रोफेशन माई अंकल वॉन्ड मी अबाउट कि अगर मास्टर्स नहीं करोगे तो इनकी तरह बन जाओगे। ट्रेन में उस 5 मिनट के नज़ारे ने मुझे 5 साल की क्लैरिटी दे दी। हाँ, शायद मुझे इनके तरह इतना गरीब नहीं बनना कि एक दिन मेरे सैंडविच में डालने के लिए सब्जियां मैं अफोर्ड ना कर पाऊँ, पर मुझे इतना अमीर भी नहीं बनना कि एक दिन मेरे पास हक करने के लिए सिर्फ H&M के जैकेट्स हो और प्यार से देखने के लिए बैंक में 5 डिजिट का नंबर। महंगी सब्जियां मेरे ब्रेड पर ना होंगी तो फिर भी चल जाएगा, प्यार से कोई मक्खन खिलाने वाला मिल जाए ना, काफी है। कहा ना, मुंबई तो शहर ही ऐसा है। यहाँ की भीड़ में भले ही तुम हर बार खो जाओगे, पर एक दिन यही भीड़ तुम्हें तुमसे मिलाएगी। यहाँ की गलियों में मैंने सपनों को दौड़ते हुए देखा है, एक प्लेट में 4 पेट भरते हुए देखा है। यहाँ की गरीबी से मैंने इज्जत कमाना सीखा है। कहते हैं शहर में पैसा सब कुछ खरीदता है, तो कोई मुझे बताओ ये जुनून कहाँ बिकता है। इन सवालों का जवाब ढूंढ ही रही थी कि अगला स्टेशन बोरीवली। लास्ट स्टॉप आने पर उतर गई मैं। मंजिल गलत थी, रास्ता भी वही था, बस अब नजरिया अलग और सफर सही था। थैंक यू।
This was just wow, mind blowing, relatable. Each and every experience you put, being a Mumbai person, I could relate to everything, the local especially.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much. So sweet.
And the way she put it forward, like in the Mumbai local, the imagery was so strong. And I don't know, it's just me, and now that Rachna ma'am said that too, it's like when you go into the Mumbai local and when you like what do you say, do not turn off your senses with plug in your earphones and stuff. When you start observing these things really stick with you to such an extent, and it's really refreshing. It changes your perspective, because I remember there was one such instance where I got into a train and I saw this father bidding, I think, their daughters goodbye, and I just assume maybe the daughters are going away for further studies, and the exchange they had was so heartfelt. And the coincidence is I was going for a poetry class only, so I was like, I'm going to write something about this, and that was my inspiration. So these small things, they really go a long way. And Mumbai local surely has has been giving so many poets so much content. So
Took me back to the platforms and the announcements echoing.
So true.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
So now, as being a part of the literary committee, we all are aware about Lysandra's pieces. So I would just want...
Just a minute. मुझे कुछ बोलना है. Actually, Rachna ma'am, I just heard your poem ना नहीं कहते बेटा. So मला ते खूप आवडलं that yes sir 3 bags full, cause last 2 years lockdown में हम लोगों ने जैसे lecture attend किए, तो बहुत सारी चीजें कि जो नहीं बोलनी थी फिर भी हम लोगों ने yes sir understand किया. So that was very true. खूप छान होतं.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, continue, Tyson. Sorry.
Yeah, so to make this evening even more better, I would love it if Lysandra could perform a piece herself.
Yes.
I mean, okay, thank you so much. And okay, so I'll just perform this one piece. I don't know, many of y'all must have heard it, but this one piece is something that's very dear to my heart. And like, there have been times, and I think the people who know me personally, they know that I'm this person who will get nervous very soon, and I get very jittery, and they tell me calm down, meditate, etc, etc, etc. But the reason I need to keep myself occupied is because of what the silence brings in. Like, people usually have this perspective, silence, meditation is what helps you tame your thoughts in a certain way, but this is what it does to me. I don't know about many others, but it's a personal piece, so I hope, y'all might understand my perspective towards the end, okay? So here's how it goes. A letter to silence. Dear silence, should I treat you like a guest? For after dedicated meditation, with your abundance, I'm blessed. You're good to have around at first, a much needed break from my routine for all it's worth. You live in my head, and there begins your charm, reflecting on things that never before raised an alarm. I'd like to think you bring new perspective, breaking shackles of pattern. I retrospect everything that I would have even remotely ignored, which, in my present state of mind, I would appreciate and cherish even more. More silence. I dig in deeper to comb through galore of fleeting moments, to search where I went wrong, and to change those situations how I feverishly long. This silence still hums while I look for a moment that will save me from the guilt that's making me so numb. I'm helpless, wishing, why didn't I do better? Life is so short. Is this how bad regret hurts? It's painful, more than I think I can bear. It's a kind of despair no justification can deem fair, making me notice all that I take for granted, giving me second thoughts from life, all that I wanted. But wait, how did I get here? I came here for a break, and not a space so severe. Ah, silence, is this the effect you have on all those who seek you and in you to reminisce? But you're wrapped in peace and unpredictable abyss. I'll treat you like a guest who has overstayed their visit. Resuming my pattern is the front to you I exhibit. In my mind, thankful for the much needed snap of thoughts. But what about the ones who never realize this deceptive plot? I hope addiction isn't their resort for a battle against you to be bravely fought. I hope they realize an excess of you isn't what they should strive. While you sit here and in my chain of thoughts, you triumphantly thrive. Sadly, silence, it's just not that you can take advantage of my vulnerable glum. No, that I fought you with my poem. I wonder, was art one of the many attempts to conquer your deafening presence? For my poem is the result you've now become, and I'm not the slightest bit disappointed of this outcome. Thank you.
As usual, Lisan, breathtaking performance. Thank you so much for performing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Also, I think we'll be declaring the results soon, so just give us some time. We'll be back.
Okay, just give us 5 minutes. We'll be right back. I think it's because of the amount of amazing pieces that we have. It's getting so difficult to judge, but don't worry, we'll reach a conclusion soon. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are ready with the results, and as I even mentioned before, that the pieces it was such a cutthroat competition. We've been tallying the scores, and we ourselves we were taken aback with how with the minute margins people have missed out, but. Our judges have done a fantabulous job, and now I would request the winners would be presented on our PPT. So, Angelica. So first up, we have our runner-up, Khushbu Chaudhary. Congratulations, Khushbu.
Congratulations, Khushbu.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You did well. All right. And any guesses for the first winner?
I have a guess, Dhawani.
In the chat box, Anyone?
Put your guesses in the chat box.
It kind of feels so heartbreaking because I genuinely liked each and every one of these 6 pieces over here, and narrowing it down to just 2 is so unfair. But then we have to do what we have to do and declare the first winner. So shall we go on to the next slide? That's Crystal Mendon. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Crystal.
Is she in the meet?
Are you there? Okay, she's
okay, fine.
Probably processing that.
Is she? So winners, would you like to tell us something about your experience? Crystal, Khushbu?
Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So first of all, thank you to all judges, and the experience was very good because डे टू डे लाइफ में हम लोग जस्ट एक कुछ सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड लिखते, वो हमारे थॉट्स होते लाइक वी हैव टू थिंक ऑन दैट एंड रोट ऑन पेपर एंड ऑल, बट जब एक कंपटीशन होता है सो इतने सारे पर्सनालिटीज के थॉट्स जब वहाँ पे दिखते हैं तो दैट वाज वेरी अमेजिंग एंड बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था.
We are so glad you felt the way you did, and thank you so much for participating and putting your best foot forward, Khushbu. And also, is Crystal here? Is she, Tehseen?
Wait, I'm trying to call her. I think she has a network issue because she also left the meet.
Oh, all right. And the remaining 4, please do not feel disheartened, as we love, the judges have loved your pieces, and it is just like I was once told that the moment art becomes about numbers, it's the most disheartening thing. And I think to go about a competition, there's no way around. So that's one thing I like and also hate about competitions, but I just don't want you to be disheartened and know that I truly loved all the pieces. So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for giving your time and being such a sport, and so grateful that you could coordinate with us despite the inconveniences we faced. So thanks a lot. And now I hand it over to Tehseen to render the vote of thanks. Tehseen, all yours.
Okay, I think Crystal joined.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so sorry, I had a network issue.
Did you hear the announcement though?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much, guys. This event was so great. And this is the first time I actually participated in a poetry event. And it was such a great experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Crystal. We are so glad to have you. So now, as I said before, going ahead, Tessie, would you render the vote of thanks?
Yeah. Okay. As the grand battle of ballads has come to an end, I deem it a great honor to propose this vote of thanks for this mesmerizing event. I'd like to thank everyone for patiently waiting, and I would like to apologize again for the delay that was caused due to some technical glitches. Firstly, I'd like to thank our judges for accepting our invitation and lending us their expertise to pick out the best poets. We are indeed honored to have you all. I'd like to congratulate our winners, Khushbu Chaudhary and Crystal Mendon. Hope you all enjoyed the event. Secondly, I'd like to thank our event coordinator, Ms. Sharon, for coordinating the event. Next, I convey my gratitude to my amazing HODs, Ms. Sushri and Ms. Angelica, for their constant support. And last but not the least, Ms. Lysandra D'Souza for being an amazing admin and putting this whole event together. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our wonderful team. Last but not the least, I thank the participants and the audience for taking part in this event and contributing to its roaring success. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Tessin, and thank you so much, everyone. So now I think it's time to conclude, and thank you for waiting so patiently till like 10 o'clock. That's really appreciated. Thank you very much. So we shall end the meet, shall we?
Can we take a last screenshot with everyone,
Yes.
and
So
then we
whoever
can
is
call it a day?
still back, could we please turn on our cams for a last screenshot and commemorate this event? Would you like to do something like maybe a peace sign, I guess?
All right, done.
It's done? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely day. Or a
Thank
great
you.
night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.